All right, guys, Frank Cava. Now we're here to talk another marketing strategy. So we talked the three kind of go-tos, right, with direct mail. Now we're going to talk about the scintillating subject of internet marketing. And with internet marketing, there's two ways to do it. There's either PPC or SEO. So let me explain the acronyms. PPC stands for pay per click. This is the most common way that most advertisers get in touch with you. If you Google, I want a pizza or pizza near me, or, I don't know, hardware store close to me, the things that pop up first on your phone, generally that's where we go to look first, is going to be stuff that is called PPC advertising. It means pay per click, and what they're physically doing, the advertisers, us in this situation, is we are paying for people's keyword usage, and we are targeting that. So if you're looking for a hardware store, you're probably going to have keywords like hardware store or wrench or hose or things like that, and it's going to help drive it. I don't own a hardware store, but I do own a real estate business. So the things that I target are sell house fast, sell unwanted real estate, those types of words. Now, I'm going to give you an overview of what PPC is. If you really want to get into this, you should do a little bit more research. And if you really want to, you can reach out to us and we'll tell you who we use. But the important part with PPC is you need to have a budget, and then you need to not overpay for certain words. This is like moving around marbles on an uneven surface. So with PPC, the real goal is to get eyeballs to you. And you need to target words that are affordable. So let me give some examples. The things that I used initially are going to be the first words that people want to target in this industry. So the competitors of mine in my marketplace, the competitors of yours in your marketplace, they're going to be looking for the same words. So those words are very, very expensive. Let me teach you a couple of quick strategies that are less expensive. I have an uncle. He is an attorney, and he does personal injury. So when he was doing PPC for the first time, what he targeted was his top 10 competitors, because those are very cheap and not many people are targeting those names. So if you Google a certain person's name, his name would pop up. Now you may have an opinion of that. I think it's really smart, because that's going to get someone's eyeballs on your site, and they're going to be looking for something similar to what you do. How do you relate that back to business? You have to be careful not to be infringing upon anybody's proprietary rights. However, if you're smart, you can target people who are your competitors or who have similar services, and you can drive towards getting eyeballs to your site that way. What we do is we use a cascading approach to PPC. We do the strategies I'm talking about now, and we also bid on the really high dollar words, and then we kind of blend it. Or we have a budget that we spend every month. We get about 3,000 impressions per month, and we get about 60 leads. Not a ton. We probably get 2 deals per month. But these are really, really good leads, and they're really, really good deals, because the difference between like direct mail marketing and internet marketing is it's kind of the same thing as you getting a flyer in the mail from Domino's. If you get that flyer, it's going to go in your top drawer, and you may or may not ever call on it, depending on if you ever want a pizza. But when I want pizza, I get pizza, because I Google pizza, and I don't stop until I get the pizza. Does that make sense? And it comes somewhere between 17 and 3 hours later. So what I would look at is, that is the marketing approach. If you're going to be in this business and you really want to turn this into a business, having both strategies will help. They'll help buoy you a little bit more. The mail target pieces are less expensive per lead than the internet leads, but the internet leads are usually much, much more valuable. I hope that makes sense. So if you pay, that's PPC. SEO stands for search engine optimization. So Frank, what's the difference? PPC, you're paying for keywords. SEO is organic. So what this means, if you go to your little Google machine on your phone and you pull it up, you're going to see the stuff that's up front that looks like ads, and then there's usually a little line, and then below it is the other stuff that comes up. So you might say hardware store, and the big ones in your town will come up first. Then below it, you might see some ads on the smaller guys, like the Pleasants or the Aces, or those little like niche kind of hardware stores that are by and large disappearing across America. But those are going to come up because there could be some articles in the newspaper. That's what the search engine optimization is. Now, this is a lot more in depth and detail than I can go into in this video. But That's the reason why you have blogs. That's the reason why you do different postings or tags, or you use Twitter or social media to help drive people. Pinterest, all of this stuff goes to the same place to help your score increase with SEO. And the higher you get, the better off you are. Now, with PPC or SEO, when you do a search, do you usually go to like page 6, or is it really important to be towards the top? It's really important to be towards the top on both. It takes time and consistent effort with SEO. With PPC, you can actually do it really inexpensively and really fast if you use the right words and get clicked enough. So in the first series of videos on marketing, what we talked about was those strategies where you go to people's mailboxes, right? This strategy is a little bit different. This is a strategy where people are going to come to you. Now, the moral of this story is it's less expensive per lead to go to their mailbox, but your open rate's a lot smaller. When they come to you through the internet, it's a higher target, more motivated lead. Let me explain. If Domino's mails you a flyer, it's going to be in your top drawer until someday if you decided to use it. But if you want to get a pizza, you are going to have to Google it, find somebody you know, and then you don't quit until you've ordered a pizza. I don't know about you, at least that's how it works with me. So it's the same way when you're buying houses. The direct mail stuff works really well, but you're going to spend less per lead and you're going to get less per lead and per deal. On the other side of the equation, when you start working with the internet and either SEO or PPC, either one of these two methods will bring you higher value leads, but it will cost you more money to get to them. What I tell you is use a combination of both, especially if you're in the beginning and you're trying to figure out a way to use a very specific budget. I would start more with the PPC stuff, and then over time you can build with the SEO. All right, we'll talk more about this next time. Look forward to seeing you soon.